Due to adult content, parental discretion is advised.
To begin.
Are you watching closely?
How to start.
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
In life itself, a memoir, Roger Ebert begins. I was born inside the movie of my life.
I was born a poor black child.
The visuals were before me.
I was born in it. Molded by it.
The audio surrounded me. The plot unfolded inevitably, but not necessarily. I don't remember how I got into the movie, but it continues to entertain me. At first, the frames flicker without connection.
We all are born with a certain package. We are who we are. Where we were born, who we were born as, how we were raised. We're kind of stuck inside that person. And the purpose of civilization and growth is to be able to reach out and empathize a little bit with other people. And for me, the movies are like a machine that generates empathy. It lets you understand a little bit more about different hopes, aspirations, dreams, and fears. It helps us to identify with the people who are sharing this journey with us.
Here's the deal. Just give me the facts.
Just the facts. Only the facts.
Breathe. Focus. Keep it simple.
No doubt. Okay.
Welcome to Cock and Bull Minute, a Tristram Shandy story. A podcast in which, eventually, ostensibly, at some point, we will be talking about the 2005 film Tristram Shandy, a cock and bull story, 1 minute at a time.
Good Lord, what is this story all about?
Cock and a bull story.
Here's your host, me, Robert Black.
We're here one more time with Luke Allen to talk about...
Have we talked about Groundhog Day?
Not here much, no. We talked about it a bit on 2 Minutes About Time, actually.
Yeah, if they listen to...
I've written about it many thousands...
If they listen to every episode of 2 Minutes About Time... In fact, no, this is funny actually, yeah, because we talk about Groundhog Day a lot on 2 Minutes About Time, but to not talk about it much at all on here is great.
And I will leave a little Easter egg here. I've said a couple things that I'm considering doing next year. One of the things I'm considering is doing a Groundhog Day movie by minute show. I know it already happened, but it ended a couple years ago now, and mine would be a very different approach than theirs.
Oh, so you like be like the first movie by minute to be done twice?
No, well, there's a couple.
Are there?
Two different groups have done Jaws. 2 groups have done the Kevin Smith's movies.
I've only just got into Kevin Smith really recently.
There's a Clerks minute, and then there's a Jay and Silent Bob. Like, they both did Clerks, they both did Mallrats, they both, Jay and Silent Bob is doing Chasing Amy. Now, I don't know how far along the Clerks group is.
I watched Mallrats for the first time a couple of weeks ago. I really, really loved it.
Yeah,
I bought Clerks, I haven't watched it yet, but I think I'm gonna be a big Kevin Smith fan.
There's a lot of swearing in that one. Don't watch that with your family. They talk about sex.
Yeah, I've heard that. I bought the Steelbook for like £3 online. 3-disc Steelbook set. Do I watch the re-edit or the original first?
I don't know. I don't know what the re-edit is offhand. Wait, of what?
Clerks.
Of Clerks? I don't remember what the re-edit includes, or doesn't.
Because I think...
If you have the chance to watch the longer version of Mallrats, don't.
Okay. I watched Mallrats on Netflix. I since bought the DVD. I think it's just the normal version.
Right. I don't think they ever properly released the long version. It is, you can find it online, but I don't think it was ever released.
Yeah, I sense that I'm going to become a Kevin Smith fan. Hence, when I was buying a load of DVDs in the shop the other day, for 50p, they had like a 2-disc set of An Evening with Kevin Smith. And I was like, I'm going to buy it now, because if I become a fan, I'll end up regretting not picking this up for 50p.
So it'd be interesting to talk to you about Kevin Smith when you're about a few movies in, when you get to Dogma.
Okay. I guess, yeah, if I start with Mallrats, I might as well go chronologically.
Well, except for Clerks, because Clerks is before that.
Oh, of course.
Although, timeline-wise, they're
I was...
happening at the same time. They both include references to the same death in the pool.
Isn't there a thing in Mallrats, though, where they like... Isn't there like a t-shirt, like a hat with Clerks written on it or something?
Possibly, I don't know.
Because it's something weird where it's like... Because I heard this, the universe is the same, but I was like, but also they've referenced the existence of the movie, and it just...
On a shirt.
Really confused me. But I liked Clerks, and I'll try and go as chronologically as I can. I feel like I've heard about Dogma, but I don't know about Dogma.
I think Dogma, the movie, is a bit like, if you were familiar with it, Book of Mormon, the musical. Where it's definitely making fun of religion along the way, but ultimately it's saying that religion is a good influence on people. And so it's good to have a belief system that drives you. But in the process, they're, taking the piss out of everything.
I think that works. And as someone who's going on to study sociology, it's probably, quite significant with all that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen Dogma for sale in, charity shops, but had no idea that it's, comedy.
So, now that we're farther along, is there anything that you needed to say about Groundhog Day?
I don't think so. I really liked it. I saw it for the first time, I think probably either during lockdown or just before. I could probably find out on Letterboxd in a minute, but is there a way on Letterboxd to tell you when you first saw a film, or does it only tell you when you last watched it?
Only if you marked it as watched in your diary, it would have the date.
Even if I've watched it again since?
You'd have to find it. I don't remember. There is a way when you go to a movie where you can see every time you've watched it or marked it as watched, but I don't remember how.
Okay. Well, I'll work that out at some point. Even if it's just like a little insert here.
It was recent. First time I saw it was in February of '93 when it came out.
Yeah, but yeah.
Much earlier than you.
I really liked Groundhog Day. I understood exactly what you got out of it. It's as we've talked about on 2 Minutes About Time, it's really problematic.
It's got some problems, yeah.
It's just the whole thing about him becoming the perfect girl. No, him becoming the perfect girl? No, that's a different film. I'd watch that one too, though.
Well, I don't think the movie is him trying to become what she describes as the perfect guy. I think that is a deliberate coincidence and not a goal. But some people, they take it that way, that all the things he does are what she says. I'm like, I think that's just a coincidence. She's looking for something good and he's becoming something good.
I need to watch it again under that mindset now, because to me, it was him becoming the perfect guy for her.
A lot of people think he's in the time loop so long that wouldn't make any sense. He couldn't have that goal. You couldn't hold on to it that long.
But also, in all fairness, you would, wouldn't you?
What?
If you were trying to get the girl, per se, and you know that you've got another chance. I'm not saying that it's morally right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that even subliminally, if you're like, oh no, well she didn't like it when I did that, I'm gonna not do that, or she likes guys who are like this.
Yeah.
It's what you do if you, what's the way to phrase this that doesn't sound stalkery? Because it's not.
I don't know.
It's because it's what people had a problem with in About Time. But it's like, if you find out that, I'm taking this from the teenage perspective, obviously, I feel like this time is behind you. If you find out that there's this, this girl you liked who's like, oh, she's into this film or this show or whatever, then you're like, oh, I'll check that out, and then I've got something to talk about.
Uh-huh.
That's what he is, really. It's like, oh, well, she likes guys who are like that, so I'll be like that to see.
Well, and I would say, I don't think in Act 3, he's even trying to get the girl.
No, I think, I
think he sort of accidentally gets the girl because he became a better person and now he got her interested.
Yeah, I think it's more the fact that because she didn't like him at first.
Yeah.
And then she does. Is the point where people go, hang on.
It's something that Happy Death Day gets around, actually. Is that there's never the thing about her, deciding to go after the guy. She just realizes she likes him because he's helpful and nice. And then when he dies, she wants to save him.
I did actually quite like the line about where she was like, she described him and she described him or something and she was like, and he's gonna have my babies. I don't know why I really liked that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You sneaky little biatch. His name's Carter. No, we did not have sex. But if I finally make it through this day somehow, I'm gonna have his babies. Lots to do. Gotta go.
I don't know whether I'm genuinely intrigued because I don't want to say this, I don't know how to come across. There are some lines like that which I would never write in a film because I'd be worried about that becoming across as sexist or problematic or... Do you know what I mean though? There's
Yeah.
Is Happy Death Day written by male or female?
Male, Steve Lobdell.
Okay. Because it can work, and it does in that context. It's one of those that I'm a very paranoid writer. So if I write anything that can be...
Well, that's fine. That's a good place to start from.
Yeah.
Is the paranoid. Yeah.
Well, it's what we said about Richard Curtis at one point, wasn't it? We said, he was so well known that he could get away with having characters that say wrong things. Like there's the whole exchange in there where he talks about her being gay. Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Oh my god, Tim! Oh, how fabulous to see you! Wow, this is my girlfriend Tina. Tim.
Oh. That is so brilliant. Well, hello, Tina.
Why is it brilliant?
Well, there are certain moments in your life that scar you for life. Charlotte's rejection of me was one of those moments, but now I know she's got a girlfriend. Well, that's just a huge burden suddenly lifted off my mind. I'm confident heterosexual all over again.
Not that kind of girlfriend.
What?
You think I'm gay?
No, of course not. No. Girlfriend. Yes. No. Wow. Yeah, friend who is a girl, which you so clearly are. I'm just going to go and get my boyfriend, who is a boy.
Oh my god, Tim!
Yeah.
Oh, how lovely to see you. Look at you. Wow. This is my girlfriend Tina.
Oh. Hello, Tina. Although, you should be a little careful with that, by the way. There are still quite a lot of us old-fashioned types about who interpret girlfriend as meaning gay. So if you say that Tina's your girlfriend, people will assume that you're gay.
I am gay.
Are you?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't. I love that stuff. I'm just gonna...
If that was a writer's first film, you might be like, ooh, I don't know. What's this?
Oh, right, but he plays that sequence well enough that we realize Tim is the one coming out of that badly. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Because Tim looks like an idiot.
Exactly. And I think that's... Tim's the butt of the joke, but if a writer made that film and you had that exchange and Tim's whole, oh, I love that stuff line and things like that, people would be like, oh, has he got a hidden agenda? But with Richard Curtis at that point, people know Richard Curtis. People know what he's like. Hence, actually, if we take a look at the that Helen was on for that week, she was talking about how she thought that line could be problematic. And then she found out everything else Richard Curtis wrote.
Yeah.
It almost is that you sort of think, oh, can you get away with that? And then it's like, oh yeah, but this guy has written these characters who are so well developed, so well written. I know some people don't find his characters well written. Some people say sort of a made up view of the world, which if that is the case, I don't care. So does Tarantino.
Which is fine, because once you buy into it during the movie, Tarantino does the worst. But you buy into the movie, then you're with those characters, you're fine. So which one's better? You didn't vote.
Groundhog Day, because...
Wait, did I vote? I did vote, yeah.
Groundhog Day, because they don't say anything nasty about Crocs.
That's your reason?
That's my reason.
She never wore makeup, never posted any cute selfies, and she literally owned a pair of Crocs. All the signs of a psycho killer were there. Hello? I'm trying to get interviewed here.
No, because it's wait, do you like horror films? I forgot.
Some. My issue with horror films came in the fact that I didn't start watching horror films until I'd already started studying film. So I already found out about every cliche.
Yeah.
The way that most horror films work. That it was like, my first horror film was like, well, she's gonna die. It was just like,
Well, that's why this one's fun. It's a slasher film with only one victim.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was, the issue was, that it was exactly what I expected it to be for so long that I just was like, okay.
It's because it is basic time loop movie, then it becomes Groundhog Day. And once it becomes Groundhog Day, it's a different film. Because then it's about her being better.
It's basic time loop movie and basic horror movie together.
Yes.
And it just takes a while to realize that it's actually an original idea because it feels like a cliche.
And I don't know if you, Luke, but listeners, I'll recommend it. If you want to see the sequel is science fiction.
I'm not a science fiction guy, but I'm happy to give it a shot. I know our films about time travel, our show, but I'm not a science fiction guy. I love Doctor Who, but I'm not a science fiction guy.
It's similar. It keeps going in the same direction. The tree has to become different in a different way.
As long as it doesn't turn science fiction like Indiana Jones turned science fiction, then we're fine.
No, there's not sudden aliens. And the opening of it is really clever.
Okay, well I will keep a lookout for it if I see it in a charity shop or secondhand DVD store.
So the sequel to Groundhog Day, I have no idea because it's in video game form and I don't have a platform to play it.
I didn't know there was one.
It does exist. There is. It just came out last year or this year, I forget. It was recent.
Let's do this again. Hopefully today is the day I break the cycle. But if not, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow is today. I don't know, Phil, you're going crazy.
It's about his son and gets in a time loop, and both same. They could have just made a video game based on the movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just strange.
That would be him. There is a remake, an Italian remake called Agia Ieri, or Stork Day.
Oh, that reminds me, Robert. We need to do a bonus episode on TMAT at some point, talking about the Netflix film. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about like a photo booth. I think it's When We First Met or something. And it's an American About Time ripoff. Like.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched.
That's why that's on my queue.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember why I added that.
I see it and I forget as well. I go through my queue. Or through my continue watching, it was there for a while, because I think I gave up half.
The description, I think, mentions a time loop or something. I'm like, oh, it must be that.
Yeah, at some point we need to do something on that. Well, we could just do it as a bonus with the Rachel McAdams time travels films.
Which we still need to do. Listeners, if you want to hear those bonus episodes, Luke, what do they need to listen to?
They need to listen to 2 Minutes About Time, which they can find on all good podcast platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 2 Minutes About Time. They can also find us on our Facebook group, The Cupboard, and IMDb, 2 Minutes About Time.
Now where else can they find your stuff?
LukeAllen.co.uk, or on Twitter at llama_bottle0, on Instagram at Ginger Luke, on Facebook, Luke Allen Film.
Thank you for listening. This has been Cock and Bull Minute, a Tristram Shandy story. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CockBullMinute. Find more content at lemmingdrops.com.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Out of a Mandalorian. Why would you create such an abomination? This is the weapon of the coward.
It's a past stuff that dreams are made of.
Cut. That's a wrap.
It's over, Johnny.
It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing!
You're still here?
You just don't turn it off!
It's over. Go home. Go.